gospel urbanizing. Now, notice Jonah is continually called 3 times to go to the great city Nineveh, the great city. And the way the whole book ends is God saying to Jonah, there's 120,000 people here. Should I not love this great city? So to some degree, God is saying to Jonah, come to the city simply because how in the world can you not love such a mass of lost people? He's almost trying to say, honestly, if here's 120 lost people and here's 120,000 lost people, surely there should be some gravitational pull to the 120,000. Not that the 120 aren't important. And that seems to be what he's saying. I have an old urban ministry friend of mine named Bill Crispin had some wonderful theological reasoning once. He said to me, the countries where there's more people, the countryside is where there's more plants than people, and the cities where there's more people than plants. And because God loves people more than plants, he has to love the city more than the country. But I'm sure that when God was calling Jonah to cities, he wasn't just simply saying, go to places where there's more lost people. He was saying it's strategic. And I just need to say this in the right way. Whenever I press this, people are always saying to me, okay, we need to go to cities. But surely there's plenty of places in the Bible where that's a bad idea. Like, for example, Lot and Abram. Lot goes to the city and is ruined. And Abram, because he stays out of the city, and has this wonderful agrarian rural life, stays holy. That's me, some people have said. And, it depends on why you go to the city. Lot wanted to be a part of it, Sodom and Gomorrah, He went in there because he wanted to be part of it instead of wanting to be in mission. But in general, you're going to see in the Bible that the reason that the Jews, through their exile, were able to become as influential as they were is because God called them to become urbanites in Babylon. In Jeremiah 29, God says to the Jewish exiles, go into that great city and seek the peace of the whole city, seek the shalom of the whole city. For if it prospers, you prosper. Don't stay outside in the suburbs, which is where they wanted to be. They wanted to stay in their little ghetto. Get in there and become part of it. Later on, as you can see, Paul went to cities in the book of Acts, and Harvey Kahn, my late, great urban ministry partner at Westminster Seminary, used to say, by the year 300 AD, about 50% of the urban populations of Greco-Roman Empire were Christian, but the countryside was pagan. In fact, it's a good possibility that our word pagan comes from the Greek-Latin word that means man of the country or farmer. The Christians were the urbanites, and everybody else was pagan. But if the cities are secular and the countryside is Christian, where's the culture going? It's going secular. If the cities were Christian and the countryside was secular, where's the culture going? It's going Christian. Because as the city goes, so goes the culture. And therefore, look, we have to have Christians everywhere there's people, and we have to have churches everywhere there's people. But the fact of the matter is, the evangelical churches are the least urban, loving churches there are. Catholics, Orthodox, Jews, Muslims are all much more well represented in the cities than the evangelicals. White evangelicals don't like cities, and I can't help but feel like to some degree it's because we don't like being around people who aren't just like us. Very often, non-white Christians who are able to get out of the city very often do because they say, I was trapped in there once, I want out. But the city is a strategic place. It's where the cultural elites are. It's where the poor are. It's where immigrants come for a while before they move out into the rest of the country. It's where students and young professionals come before they get married and move out into the rest of the country. It is so crucial that if we don't urbanize the gospel, if we don't have really vital gospel communities in the major cities of the world, we're simply not going to be reaching the world for Christ. There's no way we can do the evangelism that we ought to be doing unless we're doing gospel theologizing, gospel realizing, gospel urbanizing.